Hey everybody, welcome back to another fun and exciting pre-algebra class. Today we're going to finish up chapter number 8. We'll be in lesson 8.8, the end of the chapter, talking about what's called two-way frequency tables and two-way relative frequency tables. If you go ahead and open up your book to page 409, that's where you'll find today's information. Page 409. You can look down here at the screen. And what I have here on the screen is a two-way frequency table. I'll just kind of like talk about what's going on in the table. And, you can read it in the book if you want to. But I didn't like write the whole information of the problem out. So here's what's going on. We have surveyed a group of students. I think the book says that they're 8th grade students in a school. And if you look here, there were 50 total students surveyed, and there were some boys surveyed, and there were some girls surveyed. Now, this is the concept of two-way, all right? So boys and girls, that's one way to classify them. The other way to classify them is here on top. What type of chocolate did they prefer? Milk chocolate or dark chocolate. So that's the second way. So the first way is boys and girls. Second way is milk and dark chocolate. So there's really two classifications going on here. They surveyed everybody in the class, but they specifically targeted the boys and the girls so that they could separate those two things out. So you're seeing these things going two ways. You're seeing the boys go from here to the right, and then you're seeing milk go from here down. So in other words, let's kind of talk about what this means. In the 8th grade class, 12 boys, this right here, 12 boys preferred milk chocolate. 18 girls preferred milk chocolate. Dark chocolate, 10 boys and 10 girls. Now here in the totals, check this out, 22 boys total. See, look, you can follow this across. Boys, 12 plus 10 equals 22. The girls, 18 plus 10 equals 28. There's 28 girls. Now let's add these up. So these are the boys and the girls, right? Add those up, 22 plus 28. There are 50 total students. Now, let's do it the other way. Let's do it the milk chocolate and dark chocolate way. So now, how many preferred milk chocolate? Look, 12 boys, 18 girls, for a total of 30 people preferred milk chocolate. Dark chocolate, 10 boys, 10 girls, for a total of 20 people. Now do our total going this way. So these are the milk and dark chocolate totals. So there were 30 milk chocolate lovers and 20 dark chocolate lovers for a total of 50. So the total is going to be the same, right? Because they surveyed 50 people. So 50 people gave them a response. In this case, 22 were boys, 28 were girls. In this case over here, 30 liked milk chocolate, 20 liked dark chocolate, but they both come up to 50. There's a few cool things that you can do with this. Let me erase this, for example. I'm going to take this one right here, and I'm going to just take it out. Okay? So, what if your two-way frequency table is missing a number? How can you figure out what goes in that spot? Okay? Well, take a look at this. So if we're looking at boys, we could go across here and we could say, okay, look, there are 22 boys, and if 12 of them like milk chocolate, it's just 22 minus 12 is 10. So we know that 10 goes in that blank. So you can figure out missing totals by doing it that way. You could also figure out missing like the grand total that way. So like if we don't know how many girls there are that were surveyed, but we do know that there were 18 that liked milk chocolate, 18 that liked dark chocolate. We can add that up, and we can find that there were 28 girls total. Anytime you're missing a number in a frequency table, you can always go back and use the other numbers to calculate it so that you know what the missing number was. All right. Now, basically the same thing's going to be true in the two-way relative. The only word that's changed is right here, relative. So what we want to do to figure out these missing boxes down here, these are going to be our percentages, right? So we want to find out what the part is of the whole. What is the whole? The whole is 50. And you might say, but there's only 22 boys. Yeah, but the boys and the girls and the milk and the dark are all part of the whole. So what we want to do is in each case, we want to take 12 over 50. And then we want to take 10 over 50. And then we want to take 18 over 50. Okay, and so on. Everything goes over the whole. Let's go ahead and get out the calculator. We'll do this, hopefully a little bit quickly, and I might just even write some in from your book. But what we would do is we would do 12 divided by 50, and that's going to equal 0.24. So here on my relative frequency chart, I would put 0.24 or 24%. Okay, so what does that tell me? That tells me that 24% of boys liked milk chocolate. Okay, that's what that tells me right there. All right, then I would come over and do 10 over 50, and that would give me my dark chocolate. So clear this out and do 10 divided by 50. Some of you already knew that. It's 20%. Okay, now you might say, well, that should equal 100. No, because the boys did not make up 100% of the total. We actually need to figure out what percent the boys made of the total. So that is 22 over 50. And that should give us what percent the boys made up of the total number of students. So 22 divided by 50 equals 0.44, 44%. The boys made up 44% of the people totaled. And so then you can add that up and you get 44%. So the girls, now let's do the girls one. 18 are the ones that like the milk chocolate. So 18 divided by 50 equals 0.36. So 36%. And you would continue to do that. You would get 20% here as well. And then the girls made up 56%. And this is going to be 100%, right? Because it's 50 over 50. Okay, divide that. You get 100%. And then their totals there would be, this would be 60% of it. And this would be 40% of it. So that is a two-way frequency table. Another thing to kind of look at here is if you take these numbers right here. So in other words, boys that like milk chocolate, boys that like dark chocolate, girls that like milk chocolate, girls that like dark chocolate. So these are basically, these numbers right here are all of the numbers that we used. All of these numbers out here are totals, right? So my point is that if you take these numbers here in the middle and you add them up, 24 plus 20 plus 20 plus 36. If you add those all up, what happens is you're going to get 100%. So all of these people, these are the people that were surveyed, they're going to make up 100%. So boys that like milk chocolate made up 24%. Boys that like dark chocolate made up 20%. Girls that liked milk chocolate made up 36%. And girls that like dark chocolate made up 20%. Add all those up, and we get our total. Take a look down here. There's a couple questions that we want to answer here just to kind of see if we can kind of think through this and understand with all of that information that we got, what else can we learn from this? So what percent of the entire group preferred dark chocolate? So if we go back here to this one, we want to talk about what percent of the group liked dark chocolate. So if we look here, if we take this 20% over 50%, right? Because these are the dark chocolate people. So we take 20 over 50, and what do we get? Well, we actually got it right there when we did 20 divided by 50, and we came up with 40%. Okay? Sometimes these types of questions are questions that you've already answered. You just have to look through it. But what they're going to do is they're going to give you questions based on the information, and then you have to figure it out. Then the last one here, what percent of girls preferred dark chocolate? So coming back up here, you could kind of look through, okay, girls here and dark chocolate here. So you would say, okay, no, but here's the thing. We don't want to know what it was over the total. We want to know what percent of girls. We're only worried about the girls right now. So we're looking at this total right here. So this one would be 10 over 28. It doesn't say what percent of girls like dark chocolate over the total. It just wants to know what percent of girls liked dark chocolate. So 10 divided by 28, that will give us 35.7%, or let's just do 36% there. So that one would be 36%. And that's what percent of the girls liked dark chocolate. All right, that's all I have for you in this lesson. Hopefully you learned something. A little bit shorter lesson for you. I know you like that. So if you missed anything, make sure you scroll it back, take a look at it. Try some of these practice problems. Go through these two-way charts. Even try to set up a two-way chart. Do the math there. Divide that out. Get the percents. Do your relative frequency chart. And, just practice this. This is one way to get good at something, is to practice it. All right? We'll see you later. That's all I got for you. Bye-bye.